Hello. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the live stream where we are making a tower defense game for Android platform. Let's see where we left off last time. We've made flying monsters and anti-flying monsters tower. And now we can see which reward is being placed, which is really nice. Like so. And hello, Kevin. How are you? So this is our flying monster. There's our new tower type, which can fire only at the flying monsters. So in between, I just like restructured the project folder, so nothing serious, no changes in the code, so you've missed nothing. I just made a new folder system. So nothing that important. And for today's, it's always up for the discussion. If anyone has any ideas or want to see something happen, just don't be shy. Say it in the comments or in a chat rather. My thinking is currently either doing spells. I've prepared one image for that. Say fireball. And do finally the random generator for rewards, so that they are not always the same but rather randomly generated. But that's gonna be, I don't know, might get complicated as I haven't think about it at all how it should work. So we will have to like come up with a good enough system. It could work as there would be like reward points that you earn. Let's say you've got like 5 points, and the generator will take those 5 points and generate a package worth 5 points. Yeah, I mean, generating a random package is fairly easy, but to have it a deeper meaning or some sense of fairness, it's gonna be a tougher task. But we might come up with something genius. So that's the other thing. And of course, there's still this one tower selection and showing some stats of the tower. Yeah, something like that. Like, I'm thinking there should be like tiers of the rewards, like basic tier or tier 1, just a basic tower, and some better rewards on a higher tiers that needs like, it would be equivalent of like 3 minor rewards, something like this. You can either have like 3 walls or one of like the better towers, and on the other hand we have to balance the reward with the penalties, which are currently represented by these monsters that's going to get added to the next waves. So yeah, stuff like that, like generate good enough but not broken reward and balance it with the, again, fair enough penalty attached to the, yeah. So we have to come up with the good enough engine for the reward generation. So, well, let's start with these spells until I'm fresh enough, because this can also like get out of hand quickly. Uh, Debugging tools, just the Visual Studio Code that comes with it, but I haven't used it once during this series. As I'm always saying, I'm trying to understand the code that I'm writing like enough so that, first of all, I shouldn't make mistakes, but of course mistakes are being made. But then I like to hunt them down like by hand, knowing the structure of the code and what's causing what, just to practice and be a better programmer. Of course, using debugger is a very handy skill, but I tend to not do. But there's this debugger inside the Visual Studio Code available. Yeah, logging system is definitely needed. So let's start maybe with the spells. Oh, hello, Jacob. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Glad to help. So the spell system, I'm thinking they could be like one-time use, something like a spell scroll given with the rewards, and then I would show it during the wave down there, and just clicking on a spell scroll would activate the cast, and something great will happen once. So for the fireball, it's obviously just gonna do a splash damage to the nearest monsters. That's what usually fireballs do. That part will be easy. The hard part now is like preparing all the backend for the spell system itself. Okay. So let me maybe create a new folder for spells, just for starters. Spelling spells. And so what do we need? We could start with an enumeration for different spells, as we usually do, something like this. Really having hard time spelling spell. It's funny. Spell struct or class. Yeah, that's coming up next. Exactly. But thinking about it now, I'm not really sure what I would need in that struct, because all I really need for now is knowing what spell I'm going to cast. Then I should have like a, again, dictionary of actions assigned to those. Something I'm thinking out loud now. So then we will need to acquire it in the rewards, so it should be like in there as well. We should add it to all the places, which is where, like loading the texture. Which is this, I guess. Fireball, right? Okay. Then we will need to add it to the process rewards. And there we should yeah, this is not again optimal, but sufficient for now. And there we need to like add the spell to our spellbook inventory, which we don't currently have. So that's the other thing we need. Okay. Let's add the spell in the rewards so we can test it. Really doesn't matter where. Let's do a 2 walls and a fireball, for example. And now we need the inventory of spells for the player. I think I'm gonna just do a spell manager as usual and hold all these spells there. Probably, yeah. You know. So we shall have a what? A list of spells, for example. Right, and those spells needs to be the class that you mentioned, I guess. Yeah, right. Yeah, and the spell ID will be part of this spell class. Not sure if it should inherit from the sprite right away or just have a texture bar. This will be okay. Even though this is gonna mess with the position. Let's do it like this for now. So the ID something like this, right? And let's edit in the constructor. Okay. Or we could have had just the like list of this enumeration, I guess. But since we've done this already, initializer list. Yeah, there are like multiple ways or ways. So let's stick with this for now. I would like to come up with a name that's not conflicting with the enumeration. Let's say I'm gonna call it spellbook, even though it's really not. But we all know what it means. Not sure. I'm gonna need a constructor for this, but in case, gonna leave it there. Okay, what next? Maybe like adding a new spell. With the by the ID, and now we're gonna need could make adding spells easier by making function pointed to what spell does. Oh, that's just far too complicated for now, I guess. Yeah, sure. Keep them coming. Thank you. I'm looking for a place where to load the textures. Whether I should make a factory for spells, I guess I should. So this. And now just generate a, well, oh, we need a position, right? But I don't want to do it in the construction. I'm gonna assign the position later. Yeah. You'll see what I mean. So this. Okay. Okay. Let's create this, and now we can add the spell. Oh, I'm gonna use the factory. Yeah. And before that, I'm just gonna instantiate or keep the instance so I can assign the position. Okay. Where should we display these? I mean, that's already the counter. So let me just simply start by putting them down there. I mean, they will eventually cover the number. I will have to like move the UI or extend it or something like that. But let's not bother with it now. Okay. What are the reward items? There are sprites as well. Okay. So now I'm thinking I need to be able to click the UI for the spell to activate it. Why is this red? It's just like bothering me. I think it's just the Visual Studio confused. Okay, so we've got the spell ready. It's in the spell book, and here I wanted to set the position. So for the X, it's gonna be again like tile size times spellbook count, and now it's -1 because there's already one. And for the y-axis, it's again like 0. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 12. So I think that's size Y. And this should stack them one next to each other. Something like, so it's out of view when it's edited, and then you could move it to whenever you want it to be. Yeah, that's pretty much what we are doing. It doesn't matter where we generated the position, because we are like immediately changing it dynamically, and this should like place them one next to each other. And we're gonna have to rearrange them once we use one, and it disappears. So the others should like move, but it doesn't matter for now. The whole UI is not even close to be ready. So that's adding a spell to our arsenal. Okay. Let's do a draw metal. This should be like, say, for each. But again, the position is for the like middle of the texture, since it's using sprite and it has like the origin set in the middle. So I should also offset the position by half a tile. So let's do this. Okay. Oh, we can do it like going through the spells, drawing them, just drawing the spells on the screen when we need this. And we should also do update, because we need to check if we are tapping on a on it to activate the spell. But we don't have any update methods yet, so we will have to add this. And it should check for the input. Something like this. So we might, instead of inheriting from sprite, just inherit from the button itself. And just wire the event. Or yeah, I want to redo the all the window coordinate system somewhere in there. I don't see it now. And this could be like part of this reward. Okay. Now about the spell casting, it's getting fairly complicated because it's actually like real time during the wave, so the wave needs to like keep on going. Or we could like pause time, stop time, and let the player cast the spell, and then continue with the wave. What do you think? Should it be real time or just like pause the game, select the target, continue? Yeah, I mean, selecting is one thing, like activating the spell. But in case of the fireball, I think we should like then again tap and select the target, like where the fireball should land. And now I'm thinking, for this, should the game like stop for a while until I select the target, or just keep on going? And what happens if like the wave ends before I select the target? I need to like cancel the cast. So yeah, there's all those little hidden problems with this. But let's start by something and we'll see where we end up. Uh, I still can't decide if I should just make it a button or not. Yeah, I think I would rather do like to see it going without pausing. It's gonna be slightly more difficult, but we should manage. Okay, so we monster outline that updates. Oh, I see. I mean, yeah, but again, on the like touchscreen device, we don't have like any mouse hover or something like this. We don't really know where the finger is pointing until it touches. So. Oh, hi Clayton. Yeah, but that would be all of them. So I'm thinking this is gonna have just some radius area of effect. But first we need to figure out how to like even activate this spell. So I would do, what do I do? Let's do the button thingy and the update is already waiting for the tab, and then it calls click on tab, and we need to like wire this. What do we need from that? Yeah, the radius doesn't matter. This is the easy part. Just doing the damage is gonna be really easy. Just activating and selecting the target is the hard part for now. Hello Jeff, thank you very much. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, really appreciate. Leave a like. And now looking at this event, I don't really like this standard. Hello Esther, my favorite fan. So I think I'm gonna just do all of this all over again because I need to send the data. I could use like this, but then I would have to like cast this, and I don't like that. I want things strongly tied. So yeah, let me just copy this and we'll do this slightly differently. Let's say when clicking this spell, what do we need? I think we're gonna need the ID for now. So we're gonna just send the ID. And we will handle that somewhere, somehow. We'll see. Okay. So we've got the update, we've got the draw. It's all set. Don't need the button. Don't need this. And now we have to like call these somewhere. So we are going to draw and update the spells while the wave is in progress. That's the state of play. And we need to instantiate the spell manager inside the game manager, which is somewhere around there. Okay, something like this. And now inside the play state, you can update the things. So first the monsters move, assign targets, fire, check wave, and yeah, the whole real-time thing is complicating it a bit. Let's draw the spells. Let's do it there. And now, when updating these spells, yeah, we need to like set up the event there as well, right? Just to chain the command. I think we did something similar with the rewards. Yeah, like there. Do we need that? I guess we do. Okay. Do I need this there? We don't, right? Or... Oh. Yeah, I do. So I want to do it like this. And now this method should be attached to the individual spells event, right? So like there. So okay. And this is just gonna transfer the event to the next level. So when we click the spell icon, it's gonna trigger this event, which is gonna proc this event for the whole spell manager. So every time a spell is tapped, the spell manager will let us know. And we will have to attach to this event again inside the play state. Similarly to this. Okay. There we can do something. Here comes the hard part, because this is gonna have to do like many different things. But the hardest part for me for now is it's like not an instant that something would happen, but we have to like keep it going. And we get to the like second phase where we are selecting the spell target. And for that, I think I would love to have like a separate state that would just handle selecting the target, right? Does that make sense? then the result of that state would just be like getting a position of the target. That's some serious complex stuff for now. So, any ideas how to do that? Should I make a separate state? Or can I just do with this one somehow? I think a separate state is what I need. Yeah, right, why not? Let's say select target. Select target. These. One of these. So what about these? So the monster manager should keep updating, signing, updating everything. Should I update the tower selection? Not at this point, I guess. And I shouldn't update spells. Something like this. Okay. What's the enumeration of states? Do we have that? Somewhere in the state. Oh, it's in the same class. Okay, it's in the same file. So, okay, so now we can switch to the new state. So inside the handle spellcast, we are going to change to this new state. But that's not always gonna be the case, right? Because not every spell's gonna require to select the target. But for now, since we've got only this one, let's stick with this. And we should somewhere store this ID. haven't figured out really what to do next, or when we select the target. Uh, we could just return a position where the tap happened and provide it back to where? Like here. And then we will have to like finalize the casting. Okay, I think I'm starting to get in the idea, but it's far more complicated than I initially thought, and I'm not liking it 100%. I'm gonna remember the currently casted spell. I feel like I'm gonna need this. Sure how right now, but I think I'm gonna. So like so, and in this, I'm gonna wait for a tab to like select a point on a map. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Getting an idea. So where should I put this? I think it could be inside the map, since that's the area I'm interested in. Or it could really be like select a tile rather. And that could be easier. And I wanted to make that method anyway, to like select a tile, and we can then refactor and reuse this when placing things anyway. Okay, so how are we handling the placement right now? Right, I guess this. And there on map, on tile selection, right? Which is handled in on the tile, right? Let me rethink this. So we're here in the select target. And the tile already has a event for on select, but that works only for placing the towers, but that's because we are using this update. But we can do like another method that's similar. Something like check selection, for example, and it's gonna do the same but without any restrictions. So if we tapped on this tile area, and we don't care which type it is, we're just gonna invoke this selection with the indices on the map. Right, that's all we need. And we need to call this check selection somewhere. It's gonna be also there. Where do we have it? Got it only in the update there. But that's the update I don't need. So let's copy this. Let's say update tile selection. Let's keep the naming the same. Say check tile selection. Okay, so calling this method calls it for every tile, and it goes through this as well, which might not be the best because this is already attached, and it would also create new tower. It is stupid and not the greatest design. I'm gonna have to like rework this also. It's a shame. So we have the checked out selection. That's okay. Yeah, it's gonna fire that unwanted event anyway, right? It's unlucky. I don't want to do a separate event for the same thing, but I think I'm gonna have to, at least for now, until I come up with a better idea. I'm gonna have to duplicate everything now, which I don't really want to, but kinda have to. And the naming's gonna be difficult as well. Okay. It's really not great, but I want to move on with this. So let's do it like so, and I'm gonna figure a better way later. So now I'm gonna have to like do a new event there as well. It's already called tile selection. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Okay. Let me rename this all to spells. Don't get confused later. And yeah, that's really not the best, but that's all we can do right now. Okay, so this should just simply pick a tile, any tile on a map. That's the difference from the other event that just picks a buildable tile. This one can be any tile at all. Okay. Right. So that's the select target state, right? And inside that state, we need to update this. Was it tile selection? Was it something with spell? Was spell selection? No, was. Yeah. Let me rename all of these so it has a spell inside of it. Check spell tile selection. So this is gonna look for the selection of the tile, and so this can fire up the event spell tile selection. So we need to attach to that event. So no, it has like different. selection data, right? Selection data. And that's also something that we will have to store like there, which is again the best. So, and now we can finally maybe don't have to like store. We can already resolve the effect, right? And then just switch the state. Display state. And there we need to like resolve the spell effect. And that's again something. Oh, hi, I mean Mr. Mustard. Hello again. You've missed actually nothing. It's been an unfair struggle so far. Trying to implement the spellcasting system. It like became a lot more difficult than initially expected. Hopefully slowly getting there, even though it's small mess, to be honest. I'm gonna have to like redo most of this to a better shape. Yeah, now I'm just trying to like make it into a somewhat usable state to see the spell being cast, but the code isn't perfect. So now about these spell effects, that's another thing. And I think I'm gonna just prepare a dictionary of actions assigned to spells. Yeah, the reward system was actually a lot easier than that, because the main problem with this is it's like simultaneous at the same time, in real time, as the wave is in progress. We are like selecting a target while everything else is happening as well. So yeah, it's not the best. So what do we need to do now? We just need to prepare the effect itself. What should it do? And can't be done from the spell manager because it has like very limited knowledge of the game world. So it's gonna either have to be in there or I could do like another state that, yeah, that does something like this, processing the reward, so processing the spell casting, something exactly like this. Okay. So the select target is actually just gonna do that, selecting the target. And now I'm thinking, yeah, that actually starts starting to make sense, because here in this handle spellcast, I can differentiate whether I need to select the target or not, and if not, I'm just gonna switch right away to the processing of the spell itself. Okay. So a new state it is, like process spell. Okay. Like so. So dictionary spells, spell actions. Hello, great prophecy. I really love that you are liking this series. It's been alright so far. I really also like doing this live with you guys, with your support, mainly because it's forcing me to like not give up, which is the main benefit for me. Because as you can see, there are points in Programmer's life where it's a struggle, but with your support, I'm always powering through and getting in the end the thing working. So thank you for being here with me. It's going. It's always going. Sometimes we need to like go back a bit, but in the end we are moving forward. So this is the new state for processing the spell casting. So now spell actions, we don't need all of those. We need spells, fireball, and it's gonna do something. And here in the update, what's all of that about? We are actually gonna need the position stored as I had before. It was where select target, and here in the game manager we need the selection data. So many concepts that I have learned from watching. Yeah, me too, trust me. Has some new stuff for me as well. Exactly. Are you in the MonoGame Discord? I believe I am. If you mean the official one, as well as one for this channel that I've set up. So feel free to join. And yeah, I'm in the official, even though I haven't checked on that, but I'm like daily checking up on the forum on the MonoGame webpage. So yay. So we need to store this, which is there. So instead of resolving the spell there, we need to just simply save data, and then we move to the process spell, which we don't have yet. So that's the next thing we need to create. It's there. Let's call it process spells. It's gonna be somewhere there. That's the new state. Okay, so what's he gonna do? What are the actions for the spells? So we know the spell, and we will know the position. So now I am thinking, okay, let's do it one by one. For the drawing part, it should draw the same things as the play state, right? So all of these, and it should also update all this stuff. Let me see what's all of these. Yeah, that's calling the action. And it's moving through the queue, right? That's we don't need this. Gonna cast the current spell, something like current spell. And I'm also calling all of the other updates because we don't want to miss a frame. So I'm doing this. I could maybe probably somehow should remake this to calling the update of the one of the other states, because I don't want to keep updating this whenever I like change the play state logic. So I should like be able to call this somehow right away. Could be part of the state manager, maybe, like the state manager is static, seems. Okay, so I can call it right through the state manager. Update. I could do something like this, like call the update of a selected state. And just do like this. Here in the process, well, instead all of these, I'm just gonna do state manager update state display, like so, and that should like do all of these. Oh. And I could do the same for the draw, right? That makes sense, so I don't have to copy it like this. So let's do one for the draw. 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 So. And we're gonna do this. That will be easier, and now I don't have to like update the logic in there, because it's gonna reuse the logic from the other state. Okay, but the main part still remains making the fireball go boom. So that's just a matter of placing here a method but I needed to have like parameters, and I'm not sure that the parameterless action is good enough, and whether I can change that. Or we could just use, right, we can just use the thing we saved in the game manager, right? That's true. Okay. Okay, again, starting to get the idea, at least. It's the scary part when you don't even know where to start. So where are we dealing damage. Is it in the monster manager? No. I think there were, yeah, there's the take damage method. Where is it used? Ah, it's just in the projectile. Okay. And it's straight to the target. Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna do a method to do a splash damage inside the monster manager. That will damage everything in a certain radius. And then just use this somehow, somewhere. Okay. Like, let's say, do splash damage. You can say how much and what's the origin of the damage, like the center point. So that's gonna be a position. And then we're gonna do the radius. So every monster at least that far from there will take that amount of damage. Where do we have the monsters? Monsters in a wave, I guess. Right. So each monster will check for the distance. So something like if you distance monster position and our center position, which is the position that we are getting from the selecting target for the spell that we've spent the previous hour on. That's what we needed it for. So yep, this, and when it's less or equal to the radius, it's gonna do its stuff. It's gonna like do monster take damage. That's all. Yeah, so it's just gonna look at every monster, look how far it is from the explosion, and if it's close enough, it's gonna take damage. Yeah. And we can easily modify this, that like the closer it is to the center, the more damage it takes, but that's not what we want for now. So we can do splash damage, at least I hope so, I guess. Is it correct? Is the distance, if it's less than this, okay. Yeah, that should be okay. Now we just have to call this. Okay, so We are in the process spell. And also we need to, that's, we need to change the state. And now looking at this, we can't just simply reuse the play state update, right? Can we? I guess we can. Because now the spell has been cast already, so it's okay if we immediately like select another one. It shouldn't conflict. So that should be safe, I guess. Okay. Gonna check for the waveband. But we should switch to the, where is it? Should switch the state anyway. So like, so. Also we can reset the stored parameters. So that's like current selection data. Can't be now, I guess. Okay. Spell. Okay. Let's leave it as it is. So the only thing there we need to do is call the thing. Okay. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to provide the parameters as this is parameterless, but we'll see. It could be like no, Unity Monster Manager, right? And do splash damage. Okay. So it's damage, center, and radius. So let's say the fireball is gonna do, I don't know, 3 damage. It's like killing the little ninjas, I guess. The center, that's something we're gonna have to figure out. Because I think we are getting the indices of the tile and not the like pixel. So this should be like this map to screen, right? Position, because we know the X and Y of the tile that's been selected. So that's X times tile size and moving to center. Okay, so that should be it. So map to screen. Okay. Oh, it's static. Okay, that's even easier. The X is current selection data X. Same for the Y. Okay, and the final parameter is the radius. That's again in, let's call it in tiles, let's say. Let's make it, I don't know, 2 tiles. And that's just the like radius, so it's actually 4 tiles. That's a huge circle. Like so. Okay. And that should be it. So is it okay if I put like, yeah, I guess. I mean, it's this action, right? Okay. So it's actually parameterless. Okay. Is that all? Finally? After almost 2 hours. We haven't tried it once. Sure, there's gonna be plenty of bugs now. But let's revise. This is still red for some reason. Okay. So we are in a play state. We are updating. Oh, have we acquired the spell? We'll see. Yeah, let's check if we can gain this spell. And it's not disappearing at all. It's like we can keep using it. But that's okay for now. And also there's no animation, but we will see if the monsters are taking damage or not. So the play state is updating the spell manager. It's updating the spells. It's doing this event that it's being cast. That's handled in the spell manager by handle cast. That's invoking this. It is in the spell or play state, right? So when in the play state and we cast the spell, it's gonna get stored and we switch to the select target for now. Okay, that's okay for now. Nice ID here. So we get to select the target. That puts us there. And now we are checking for spell tile selection. It does this. Spell select, which is called there. Handle spell selection, which invokes on spell tile selection. Which gets us back to the select target state and does this. Stores the selected tile and switches to processing. Which just calls the the stored current spell ID does this. Okay. This should be okay. And now just to verify that we are getting any spells. So in the rewards, I've added the fireball as a reward. Hopefully it has all the things. You've got the texture. Okay. It's there in the rewards. It should be okay. So in the process reward state, okay, we need to add this method now. That's adding the spell to the spell book. That should be easy. So that's spell manager add spell, right? That's all we need. This is gonna generate the spell instance, position it at the bottom of the screen, attach the event. Okay. So spell manager add spell. Spell manager add spell. Spells fireball, and that should do the trick. Yeah. Okay. Lastly, when selecting target, we are drawing these. Okay. Again, we will not know as a player that we should select the target, but we will add the UI later again. I really want this to be Okay, now not sure if that's just the bug in the Visual Studio, that it's confused by something. We'll see now. Cool. So the first part is working. We can see the new spell reward being available. Let's first let me start by just do a regression test. We haven't broken the previous things, and the play state is still working. Okay, now let's select the spell and see what happens. I'm placing the two walls. Okay. And the spell should be visible only when the wave is in progress. Now I'm thinking it would be nice if it would be visible even in the idle state, I guess. And we have to move the monster counter somewhere else. Okay, so it's not visible now. I guess we are not calling the spell manager update and draw. It's possible. Forgot that. So in the play state, no, the spell manager is being called. Okay. Might have misplaced. Might have misplaced the spell icon. Let me just put it somewhere on the screen. Let's leave it as 0, 0. This could be the problem. I'm not sure. X is, this should be okay. No, the position, I think the position was okay actually. So did something else. It's drawing. is okay. It's ID and a texture. And the image is now there. It's yeah, it's okay. Since there's the middle, it's showing just the bottom right quadrant. Not sure if I've done the damage now or not. I guess I did. Right, it seems like the damaging is okay. Okay, they are getting blasted. Okay, so what's wrong with the position? Okay, uh, I'm adding it to the spellbook after the position, and I've reduced it by 1 there. It's not correct. So it was off the screen to the left, I believe. So it starts at 0. So yeah, that should be okay now. So this was really, I think so far the toughest task to accomplish. Being in real time and selecting stuff. Now we're missing like some indication of where are we placing the spell. I'm not sure how to approach this. It might be a better idea to do it just like a drag and drop from bottom row, drag the spell, something like in Clash Royale, where we would like drag the spell with the finger on a battlefield, and while dragging we would see the area. I think that would be the best, but we would need like drag and drop. So let's see. It's okay. Yeah, now we've got this spell there. It's causing like, yeah, 3 damage. He has 7, I think, so that's correct. Right, and now acquiring the second spell. There should be two of them next to each other. Right, that's working too. And of course, they should be like only one time used. I shouldn't be able to recast them. But and there's really no way now to verify the radius working correctly. It showed like casting the fireball far away from them. It's damaging them. And I think it's working okay. We really need some animation of the area being hit by the fireball. Yeah, so I think with some struggles we've accomplished the spell casting. For now, at least, it's not in the best shape. I would like to see the code is messy in places, especially like duplicating the events and stuff, but it is working. Of course, it's gonna be even better later, but that's a good start. I'm glad we made it. At least we laid foundations for a better spellcasting system. Yeah, that's what I will have to do now. I will have to think about it a little more. Maybe come up with a better architecture first. In the end, like the separation into states is okay. I like that. I need to like refactor only the tile selection itself is a bit messy for me, especially if it's there like twice. But I don't know, might be okay. I'm just like overthinking stuff, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. And of course, we need to like get rid of the spell when it's used. So let me put it up in the list. Spells, I don't know, being removed after use, and I think that belongs in boring stuff. Okay, so that took fairly longer than I expected, but it was also, as I said, one of the toughest tasks so far. Got it somewhat working. I'm glad. It looks as it looks. I mean, the UI is as it is. The usual. It's okay for now. The animation would be helpful so we can see the effect. Yeah, that will be all for today. It took longer, sorry. I will see you soon. Thank you for being here with me again. Have a nice rest of the day. Thank you. Bye bye.